Hey y'all, this is AL Thank Madame and Cinnamon Sugar, and this is the recap review for Ready to Love. So on this episode, this is going to be the week where the men are the ones who are going to be deciding who stays and who goes. So they are having a gentleman's lounge situation. Zoe left last week. He was not ready to love. I would have never thought that I would have saw him get like that. So I'm kind of glad that he showed somewhat of his true colors, but at the same time, Charisse do be on some stuff, so I can kind of understand being provoked and bringing that out of a person. But I digress. So anyway, Tommy is wanting to know if it's hard for the men to express themselves, because the ladies have been saying that the men ain't really bringing it like they need to. So the task for the men this week is for all of them to bring like little intimate gifts or whatever to the ladies that they are going to be courting this week. So I'm just like, oof. I'm glad that he told them that you get out of it what you put into it, or at least that's what it should be. Because there are plenty of people who have put in a lot of time and effort and love, affection, everything into relationships, but they didn't get anything back in return. But that's unfortunate, but that does happen. But yeah, so anyway, on to the dates. We ended up seeing LJ, is that his name? The island guy and Charisse going out to salsa dance, and I'm like, there really is no chemistry, and as far as I'm concerned. So they were trying to learn. She seemed like she had two left feet, and I feel like he's just a naturally touchy-feely type of person. So even though he's being nice to everybody, I don't feel like he's genuinely into her like that. So after the dancing was over with, he was trying to go somewhere else or see what else she had planned for the week. She was just kind of looking at him like, it's up to you. Like, I'm not going to tell you what I want you to do for me. But at the same time, it's like, I get what she's saying, but at the same time, give him some hints. Like, he wanted a couple of hints. He was like, hookah, like, if she would have said, yeah, hookah, he could have had a whole situation planned where hookah and a couple of other things could have been in the mix as well. But he could have, it could have been as easily as a situation at his house. But, respectfully, I'm just saying, I just feel like it could have went one of both ways. It could have went both ways, where they could have been meeting in the middle. That's what I'm trying to say. But she was just like, no, I ain't, I'm pretty much not going to tell you. And I'm just like, girl, trying to get to know you, but you don't want to give the energy that you need to give and provide the information that you need to provide so that I can know where to go. Randall and Jamala went out on a candle making date, candle lit date, or whatever they want to say. I think they were creating candles at this place. So he brought some roses as a nice gesture and all of that. And y'all know he has 3 connections. And this is the one that he wanted to explore more because he's very interested in her. I don't remember if I've mentioned this before, but Jamala seems like the type of person that is going to easily fall in like with someone, because even though she's trying to make it seem like she's falling in love with these people, I'm like, girl, whew, child. So yeah, anyway, she was having a conversation with him because he's from DC, and she was like, do you miss, home and all that? We can take trips. Like, she keeps speaking in future tense as if she is trying to manifest a relationship with him, I guess, or kind of making it seem like, okay, I'm really interested in you. Now, some guys will take that as you doing the most, or, oh, okay, I see this, again, speaking into existence. So they seem to be vibing okay, and they were actually doing a lot for me. He told her, yeah, I miss it, and, I miss my mom and all that stuff, and that his mom would like her because they're similar. And he talking about y'all have like a whole bunch of personalities. I was like, oh my gosh, not 20 personalities though. But he seemed like he was just saying like, you have different moments throughout the day. Because I feel like that can be anybody. Like some people are just the same through and through, and it's like, woo, child, that could be boring. So it might be just interesting having her around. So anyway, they done made the candles. They over here looking for labels while they're cooling off. And they have this thing where they say olive juice. And for years upon years, I have heard that corny expression from Non. And I'm just like, because there are some people who, they have a hard time saying it. And so, or they want to wait for the other person to say it, and they'll say olive juice, like at a low level, just to see if they'll say, I love you too. And they'll be like, oh no, I love you. So that they can be the one who has said, I love you first. But they have this thing where it's like they're saying, I love you by saying I olive juice. And I'm just like, I don't know. It was a little cringe. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But they was doing a lot. And then, you know, I felt like it was just kind of forced when she had to ask him for a kiss. Like, girl, if it's organic, it's going to happen. It is going to happen. Oh, it was so cringe. I don't know. Like, if somebody want to do something, they gonna do it. Now, if they want to be a gentleman at first until they know for a fact, okay, I know if I go in for a kiss right now, I ain't gonna get slapped. That's cool. Now, if he had been like, you know, can I have a kiss? And then they went in for it, or it just organically happened, and he just went for it and, you know, nothing happened, then that would have been understandable. I don't know. It was a lot. So anyway, Swayze set up this exercise situation, and Justice was there, Looney, Shakira, and I think that's it. I think. But anyway, they were trying to see how this situation was going to go. And the person that they had training them, I promise y'all, the first time I was playing it, it's like I think I saw Justice and I just looked down at my phone and started doing stuff. But then the exercise session started and the person was sounding like Puma. And y'all know Puma from Black Ink Crew. I was like, dang, that sounds just like Puma. I know Puma's not in Florida. Like, what kind of scheming situation is this going on here? Why is he in Florida doing this? So anyway, he's like an exercise instructor, I guess. So they incorporated little mini trampolines and all that stuff. It was awesome. I was here for it. It's something that I can't do, I don't think, because I don't think I meet the weight requirement. I think I exceed the weight situation. So I would have to lose weight before I could do that. I would be here for it if I would be able to know without a shadow of a doubt that I wouldn't fall through the trampoline. But it was funny because everybody that was there actually doing the activity outside of Swayze, they were out of breath. They talking about legs and knees and everything hurting and still burning now. And I'm like, I would have been here for it. I would have been all the way here for it if I knew, like I said, that I wasn't exceeding the weight situation. But yeah, it looked fun to me. I would have done it. But I'm like, golly. But there he had, man, Justice could not do nothing. They kept showing him in the background looking like an old man. I was like, what is going on? He can't even keep up. So him and Looney were having some kind of a bond. I'm like, can y'all not see? I'm trying to understand. Like, look, my prescription is up to date. Can y'all not see what is going on here? Are y'all ears not cleaned out? I don't understand how Justice is still here. And I ain't gonna lie, I still don't understand why, I remember her name in a minute. I don't understand how she here, and I don't understand how Sharice is still there. I don't understand. So anyway, we saw Swayze and Shakira talking, and the way that she was talking, Swayze was not here for her like that because she seems like she needs to go somewhere and heal, and she does. My thing is, I would have to have a one-on-one with someone that I'm really feeling in order for me to get that vulnerable and start breaking down like that. Even now, with everything that I've been through, I'm not gonna really break down like that unless I'm in the middle of like doing one of my what a day posts or something like that, and I am on purpose talking about something and it just happened. But she wasn't even talking about nothing. It's just I don't know. Anyway, every time she talks about it, she breaks down every single time. She has not healed, and she need to go home. She need to go heal, and it is what it is, and that's the way Swayze looking at her. So, you know, it is what it is, even though I'm not here for him after seeing what the preview going to be like, but no. So we ended up seeing Samson and Brandy going out on a date. And so I was kind of like, okay, let's see how this is going to go. So, you know, they seem to have an okay connection and trying to have a little moment talking. And so he brought a gift. He brought a card or something. And they were talking about how, you know, he wants to see her passport filled up and get another one and all that because she travels a lot because she is a flight attendant. And I mean, it seemed like a cool meetup, but I don't think they're compatible like that. So we ended up seeing Mike, and I think it's not Jamala, Kayla. Why am Mike talking about Kayla is a music video fantasy and Brandy is like the reality? And I'm just like, and I don't know if he meant it in a different way. It's just the way his delivery was completely, like the analogy was just not it. I'm just like, no. Because like, to me, that means that, like, if we're going to use an example like that, let's use some famous people. I feel like this is a situation where somebody would say, who is an ugly celebrity? Somebody that everybody collectively thinks is ugly. Y'all gonna come for me if I say this heifer name, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna try not to do it. Anyway, think of an ugly female celebrity and then say, okay, that's the one that you marry, but Beyonce is the video person. The person that you will be, you know, the video hoe or whatever that you would deal with. That's the fantasy that you want. And I'm just like, who says that? Like, I don't know. I feel like when the reunion happens, it's going to end up being a whole situation that is going to be played back. But anyway, back to Brandy and Samson's situation. We find out that Brandy has never been in a real relationship. She's never had any real situationships because she has been made aware that people play too many games and she ain't got time for it. And I said, I know that's right. And I understand. So we see Mike and Kayla doing a lot while they're at this pool hall. They're doing a lot of heavy flirting, and he's losing. The person who wins has to kiss the other person. And I'm like, ultimately, y'all both win, so what does it matter? So anyway, he thinks he's gonna win, but he's losing terribly, and it is what it is. Brandy is talking to Samson, and he wanted to explain why his last situation didn't work with the last person that he was with, that he actually had a great connection with, whom he loved and all of that. And we found out that it was some Colombian woman. They were, he really loved her. The most romantic thing he ever did for someone that he cared about like that was to fly her to Paris. I think I'm getting ahead of myself with that because I think he told Cerise that. Anyway, so, but yeah, he was just like, that was the last person that I was with that I loved, and I just feel like she saw me, and I was able to be myself with her and all that, whatever, right? So anyway, Kayla wanted to understand Mike better because she already knows that he has this certain connection with Brandy, and like, it seems like it's the strongest with her, so before she could even try to kind of, you know, work her way around and up to talking about that, he gonna roll up talking about, so, oh yeah, so, you know, you got some connections, don't you? You know, you got some things. And so he was referring to Randall because she ended up kissing him and somebody else. And I'm just like, girl, he worried about that instead of worrying about her. So that turned her off a little bit. So I'm just like, you don't none of y'all need to be together. But anyway, she ended up winning. And so she went up to the beard. And I'm like, I really feel like that's the only reason why y'all live for him outside of Brandy. Brandy might actually like the whole package. Like, he got muscles and a beard. And I'm just like, okay. The beard be saving a whole lot of people because a lot of these dudes be towed down to the ground without the beard. I'm just saying. But it is what it is. So she just talking about she don't understand him. And she wants to understand why he wants all this information from her, but he's not willing to reciprocate and give her what she desires or wants as well. So she was like, she ain't got time to be sitting out here looking crazy. And I'm like, girl, I understand, because you will be out here looking crazy. So we ended up seeing a whole little skate situation pop off. Samson talking about you can learn a lot by somebody who has 8 wheels below them. He said all that. It ended up being like the one who failed. I can't. So anyhow, we saw Katie, and that's why I couldn't think of her name earlier. I couldn't think of her name until I saw her face. It was Katie, Charisse, Samson, Swayze, and somebody else. I can't see nobody right now. Nobody else right now. I think it's Trinica that's there. So yeah, Samson has set up here and failed because he was looking at butt cheeks. Mike said he can't skate either, so he was holding on to Katie. So that was interesting. But yeah, oh, he over here talking about she was looking at Charisse. I thought he was looking at but he lives for Charisse, and I'm like, what is going on? I don't understand what Samson is looking at. Like, and I'm not even really talking about her looks. I'm just saying as a whole, I don't understand. So anyway, they went off to the side, and they're kind of talking about like little things that have happened through their lives, and doesn't have, you know, his father anymore, and the connection, and how it might seem like he's missing out on something, but the fact that he turned out to be a decent man, at least from what we've seen, it's good. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not cool that his father passed away, but I'm just saying he's okay. They kind of feel like they are kind of on the same playing field. And I'm like, I don't understand. I don't see the connection, but y'all see it, so that's all that matters. He lives for her, and I don't understand. So anyway, Katie and Swayze are arguing. She trying to talk to him, and he trying to figure out what you're talking about. Because she was like, what do you like about me? And he over here laughing at it. I'm like, he over here talking about she beautiful. One of the things he said, she always eating what she is. But yeah, I'm just like, girl, you live for somebody who don't live for you. And we gonna get there. But it is what it is. You know, trying to get some background as to, you know, what happened in the last relationships and all that stuff. And so, you know, he was just like, you know, when it comes to my child, I've only allowed one other person to have any interaction with her. But when it comes to my child, I'm not going to let just anybody in my child's life have access to her. So if they see them, it's because we are a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. Not, no, I'm just dating you. You might be in and out of my life. So I'm just like, I don't understand what they're saying yet again. So Tommy said that this time, after everybody is done for the week and have finished all their dates, that everybody is going to link up and everything is going to come out at the same time. You're going to see it. You're not going to hear something being brought back to the table about what happened. And it is what it is. So everybody is, you know, dishing out the flaws and what they like and what they don't like in these people, and it is what it is. So, Shakira was talking about how people was talking about things that triggered her, and Katie was just like, girl, are you talking about me at this point? And so she was like, girl, ain't nobody got time. She got up and left again. She was like, girl, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, because she keeps talking about she felt betrayed. I don't know. Like, do y'all think that she's putting on a extra type of a front of some sort because she keeps talking about what has happened to her, and like the way she says it kind of comes off a certain way? Or do y'all think it's genuine? Anyway, I wish her nothing but healing. But I just wanted to know that for real from y'all, what y'all thought. Because I've seen people who have commented under comment sections and places that feel like she's being fake for the show and she put more on than it is. And I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, so she walked off and she was just like, I ain't got time for this. But she said I could forgive her and, you know, just be in the same room with her and not have to ever deal with her. But outside of that, I don't want people to keep bringing up my trauma. But Tommy was like, can we have a respect level where we're not bringing up other people's stuff, and whatever we say in these meetings they stay in these places. You know, if it's in the ladies' lounge, we keep it there. And if it's happening in the gentleman's lounge, it happens and stays there. Charisse thought that he and Charisse were on better terms, but she was wrong. Like, it was a mess. Like, everything that everybody was saying, I'm just like, ain't none of y'all ready to love, for pretty much. Almost none of y'all. So we ended up seeing Kayla and Mike. And so she was like, I feel a certain type of way. You know, there are some feelings and, you know, some things pop off the other night. And I just want there to be reciprocity, because the way that it seems one way, but then you do something else. So I'm trying to figure out what it is. And I don't want to sit up here and have these feelings for you. So Brandy, of course, ain't trying to hear nothing about that. People trying to figure out what happened the other night. And I'm just like, girl, it is what it is. So anyway, Katie and Shakira are the people who are in the bottom two. The men have to deliberate and figure out what they want to do, who they want to discuss even further. And so it just is what it is. So everybody was talking, and they had, hold on, I can't think of his name. I want to make sure I say his name right this time. Okay, LJ. Because I'm like, I feel like I done butchered that man's name, something terrible. LJ. So they had LJ to be the one who was going to be the spokesperson. And he ended up asking Shakira and Charisse. That's who it was, not Katie. And that's what I'm saying her name, because she ain't supposed to be there. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody really here for her like that. Not for real. So they were called down, and they had to give, you know, the criticism. It said that, you know, they're great, beautiful, and all this other stuff, but some stuff going on with you we don't understand. And when it came to Shakira, the energy and everything else is there, but it seems like there's something that she needs to heal from and all of that. So it got to the point where Charisse was lucky that this heifer need to go home and heal. And that's the only reason why she's there. Because you keep staying in the bottom, ma'am. You need to understand that you're a problem. And it's going to be a mess. But she does. But she was like, they made my decision for me. And so, you know, and I'm not making fun of her. I'm just saying that's, you know, how she said it. But she was just like, you know, they pretty much made her decision for her. And, you know, I apologize in advance. I wasn't trying to make fun of her. So, yeah, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm becoming annoyed by the stupidity that's happening above. Y'all can't hear it. Probably because I have this in. But that's what's making me kind of possibly come off in a negative way now at the end of this video. And I apologize again. Shakira, I'm not trying to come at you sideways. Earlier, I asked the question to the people who might be viewing this, because I am genuinely wanting to understand if that's what everybody else's impression is of you, because I've seen people make comments over the last few weeks about how they feel like you're dragging this and you're just trying to have this 15 minutes of fame and all this other stuff. So I'm hoping that that's not what it is. But I just was genuinely curious as to whether or not that's what other people feel. I have a lot of emotional things that have happened to me. So, you know, the moments that I have cried that it's happened and I just so happened to be recording, they were real moments. So I'm not trying to dismiss or laugh at your pain. So I just wanted to make sure that I clarified that before somebody tried to come for me. People have tried to come for me for no reason on here. So I just wanted to make sure that I go on ahead and clarify that. But anyway, that was the episode, y'all. I feel like most of these people are not ready to love. Shakira went home. That's the best place she need to be, because these people ain't it. They really aren't. So she's dodging a bullet, whether she knows it or not. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. And let's talk about it down in the comment section. Bye, y'all.